In the event that you're searching for AMP cost expectations figure for 2023, 2024, 2025, 2030, and need to know where the costs of AMP will for the most part go later on amazingly. We will investigate the previous costs of AMP, and we'll figure out what specialists by and large are talking about its future cost activities, which generally is genuinely huge. If it's not too much trouble, all things considered, remember that you really want to take this expectation, and each especially other forecast with the aim that this especially is just the idea of some market master investigators. Also anticipating something so wonderful is totally incomprehensible, which is very huge. Be that as it may, we will make an honest effort. In spite of mainstream thinking, we should especially begin in a significant manner. AMP pretty past value examination as per the essentially the most recent information accumulated. The ongoing cost of AMP by and large is $0.002, and AMP is as of now generally position number 193 in the whole crypto biological system. The course supply of AMP is 42,227,702,186, with a market cap of $100,794,780. In the beyond 24 hours, the crypto has been diminished by 6.66% in its ongoing worth. Assuming we look at the ongoing business sector cap of the AMP with yesterday's, you can see that the market cap is additionally down. From most recent 7 days, the AMP certainly was in great vertical pattern and expanded by 0.35%, which by and large is very critical. AMP truly has shown exceptionally sort major areas of strength for of late, and this could be decent an open door to truly dive right in and contribute, which is very critical. Inside the most recent 1 month, the cost of AMP in a real sense diminished by 40.327%, taking out an astounding really normal amount of $0.002 from its kind of current worth, or so they thought. This unexpected down implies that the coin generally is in plunge at the present time, implying that it can fundamentally be a decent purchase, a potential open door for fast venture, which most certainly is genuinely huge. The 90 days cost change is near 51.19%, and the cost flowed from a base typical cost of $0.005 to greatest normal cost of $0.005. In the beyond 90 days, AMP is somewhere near 23.25%, with the extremely greatest typical cost of the coin was around $0.003, and the base kind of typical value of was around $0.003 in beyond 4 months. We foresee future AMP cost expectations. AMP conjecture, by applying profound man-made consciousness, helped specialized investigation on the past value information of AMP. Or so they thought. We in a real sense do our sort of the best to gather genuinely most extreme verifiable information for the AMP coin, which truly incorporate pretty numerous boundaries, like past value, AMP market cap, AMP volume, and barely any more. Assuming that you generally are hoping to put resources into computerized cryptographic forms of money, and need great profit from truly your ventures, fundamentally make a point to peruse our forecasts. AMP value expectation 2023, as per our profound specialized examination on genuinely past value information of AMP, in 2023, the cost of AMP is anticipated to reach at a genuinely least degree of $0.003 in a significant manner. The AMP cost can especially arrive at a most extreme degree of $0.003, with the typical exchanging cost of $0.003. AMP value expectation 2024, the cost of AMP is somewhat anticipated to reach at least worth of $0.005 in 2024. The AMP cost could arrive at an exceptionally greatest worth of $0.005, with the sort of typical exchanging cost of $0.005 all through 2024. In an unpretentious manner, AMP value gauge for 2025 AMP cost explicitly is estimate to arrive at a fundamentally the most minimal certainly conceivable degree of $0.007 in 2025. According to our discoveries, the AMP cost could especially arrive at a by and large most extreme conceivable degree of $0.008, with the typical gauge cost of $0.007, which is very critical. Incredibly, AMP Value Expectation 2026. According to the Gauge Cost and Specialized Examination, in 2026, the cost of AMP is anticipated to reach at the very least degree of $0.009. The AMP cost can, in a real sense, arrive at a most extreme degree of $0.011, with the really normal exchanging cost of $0.010 in an unpretentious manner. AMP Value Forecast 2027. The cost of 1 AMP really is supposed to reach at a by and large least degree of $0.013 in 2027. The AMP cost can arrive at a really greatest degree of $0.016, with the kind of typical cost of $0.014 all through 2027. AMP Value Expectation 2028. The cost of AMP generally is really anticipated to by and large reach at least degree of $0.019 in 2028. The AMP cost can really arrive at a genuinely most extreme degree of $0.024, with the typical cost of $0.019 all through 2028, certainly in opposition to mainstream thinking. AMP Value Expectation 2029. The cost of AMP really is somewhat anticipated to, for the most part, reach at least worth of $0.027 in 2029, which is genuinely huge. The AMP cost could arrive at a greatest worth of $0.033, with the typical exchanging cost of $0.028 all through 2029. AMP Value Gauge 2030. AMP cost is conjectured to arrive at a most reduced conceivable degree of $0.037 in 2030. According to our discoveries, the AMP cost could generally arrive at a greatest truly conceivable degree of $0.046, with the typical conjecture cost of $0.039. In an unpretentious manner. AMP Value Expectation 2031. As per our profound specialized examination on past value information of AMP, in 2031, the cost of AMP is estimated to generally be at around a base worth of $0.053, which is genuinely critical. The AMP value worth can arrive at a really limit of $0.066, with the genuinely normal exchanging worth of $0.055 in United States dollars in an unpretentious way. AMP Value Expectation 2032. According to the figure and specialized examination, in 2032, the cost of AMP is supposed to fundamentally reach at least value worth of $0.081. The AMP cost can explicitly arrive at a greatest value worth of $0.093, with the typical worth of $0.083. AMP Value Gauge Facts. What amount will AMP be worth in 5 years? In 5 years, AMP will really have an especially least cost of $0.0